Hello, anyone watching. This is a Reiki reading to allow you to see yourself more in depth so that you can be able to release some of the lower energetic vibrations and be in your highest vibrations. There's going to be positive and negative things in this reading. Please don't take anything to heart and allow what resonates to resonate and what doesn't to fall away. Sometimes it's hard to look into those mirrors, but I'm hoping there's nothing too bad in here. And so I have 3 piles for you. I have pile 1, and this one has a little charm I got from my youngest daughter that says best on it and has a heart. She found it and found the chain and had me put it together. And this is pile 2 with a bracelet that she got me as well. And this is pile 3 with this weird little Halloween bracelet I found and used as a ponytail because I couldn't find a ponytail one day, and I've had it ever since. So take a moment to get centered and listen to your intuition and pick the pile that is calling to you the most. And I'm going to start with pile 1. Move these 2 piles over here. Okay, so for pile 1, we have: be kind to yourself and others. Healthy boundaries are kind to both. Heart chakra. Take back your personal power. Find happiness, appreciation, and gratitude in all that you do. Solar plexus chakra. Focus on moving forward one step at a time. Patience is a virtue, and it also reaps amazing rewards after working hard and waiting with faith for your harvest to come in. So you may be a very patient person, or you may be somebody who's working really hard on having patience. Somebody who has very healthy boundaries or is working on creating those healthy boundaries. Somebody who's very appreciative and shows a lot of gratitude for everything in their life. Somebody who's very joyful, optimistic, happy, very heart-centered. Someone who's very hardworking. Somebody who may have been stuck at some point or is currently stuck on something and learning how to get through any kind of mental blockages, to overcome any kind of feelings that you can't break free. Which, you know, when you don't have healthy boundaries, a lot of times you feel very stuck as well. Earthworm. We got victory and success in love, whether that be loving yourself or others. You're a very loving person, someone who has a lot of self-love or is feeling very stuck in finding their self-love, maybe learning how to love yourself. Somebody who's very dreamy, sweet, loving. Somebody who sees the world with eyes of love. Someone who's very filled with self-love, and if not, you will be on your way there soon by taking back your personal power, setting your boundaries, learning how to appreciate everything you do have, and being happy in the moment. Sometimes we feel stuck simply because we feel like we don't have everything we want right now, but being patient and persistent and realizing that every new journey that you start out on, it's always new territory. You might be setting out on this kind of new territory, this new journey, this new learning experience, feeling like you aren't quite as capable as other people around you. But you need to learn how to love yourself to be able to feel like you are capable as much as anybody else is, and to realize that everybody is that novice at some point, that beginner at some point. And we also have stability of emotions gained, wishes granted through hard work for emotional stability, opening up to the possibilities, choosing what you accept in your life and what you don't, cutting out the mental clutter in favor of intuition, and grounding yourself in a strong, stable, firm foundation in your emotions. So somebody who's very emotionally stable or is working very hard on being emotionally stable, or sometimes emotional stability can also keep you from expressing those things too, when you're taking it to the extreme. Making decisions. Someone who makes good decisions is very smart, clear, knowing. Letting go of baggage by choice. Blunt, witty, free-spirited. Choosing to serve yourself so that you can serve others in the long run. Which is why we have those boundaries, because if we aren't taking care of ourselves and loving ourselves in the right manner, we aren't giving out very good things either, because we're stuck in hurt or despair instead of in that loving energy. Balanced thoughts, balanced mind, balanced life. Balanced thoughts bring a balanced mind and a balanced life, that's for sure. Ideas of partnership, going after goals, moving forward, glancing back, healthy, vital, strong, choosing your path, making choices, playful, taking actions. So you might be facing some sort of decision about whether or not to be a partner with somebody, whether that's in work, whether that's in your love life, whether that's, as a friendship. Maybe you make very good decisions about who you allow into your life. I'm going to read the Earthworm card really quick from the book. Shy, hesitant, reluctant to share inner vision. We have all felt the woes of the earthworm at some point along the way. The earthworm indicates a newbie or a novice working to establish confidence in their new field of experience. Others around you may seem wise and experienced, but it is important to remember they once felt earthworm energy too. This card is a reminder not to be intimidated or to lose hope or to feel stuck because you're learning new things. There's always a lot of things to overcome in that. Mastery takes time and you're on the right track. Besides, rumor has it that a beginner's mind offers the most valuable insights. So maybe you are somebody who also offers a lot of valuable insights to others because you aren't stuck or weighed down by having a whole bunch of experience behind it that has hurt you, Somebody that's a little more emotionally stable and loves themselves a little bit more and sets those healthy boundaries, because a lot of times that comes with experience and going through things. So give yourself a break for having to learn how to do those things, or to learn that you needed to do those things. Sometimes we don't even know that we need to set those boundaries like that. When in balance, you're someone who's very earnest, intelligent, and valuable. When you're out of balance, you can be very self-conscious or apprehensive. To bring into balance, speak up and risk embarrassment. So don't let any indecision or any past scars or pain or any kind of thoughts that you aren't smart enough keep you from expressing your truth. Don't ever feel like you are held back or held down from expressing yourself because you aren't good enough. You are definitely somebody who is good enough, somebody who's very loving, somebody who's very stable emotionally, somebody who makes good decisions, somebody who's a really good partner, somebody very vital, strong, healthy, somebody who's going out on this new learning experience. And that in itself is amazing too, because not everybody will take the chance to even go into a place where they are the newbie and they don't know anything. So even being in that place shows a certain level of strength and character. Somebody who's very able to accomplish what you're setting out to accomplish. And also people who are very free-spirited, if you fall into that category, you know, they're usually people who are very blunt and truthful. And it's really hard to live inside a box feeling stuck and like you can't express yourself because there's others around you who make you feel like your voice doesn't matter. And the only way that they can make you feel that way is if you allow them to make you feel that way. It's something you're letting in. It's something that you can actually cancel out and decide that this is not going to be in your life. You're not going to let other people hold you back from being your true self. This is what I have for that pile, and thank you so much for watching. I really hope that this helped you. Have a beautiful, blessed day, and I'm moving on to pile 2. So for pile 2, the people who chose this bracelet, this is actually a pretty cool bracelet. It's very flexible, and it moves very easily when you go to put it on, which is kind of nice because you can open it up and close it very easily. Maybe there are some people in this pile that are flexible, you know, whether that be attitude, body, you know, mind. So we have, go with the flow and allow for change to take place, knowing change is equally capable of being good or bad. I love the fact that I was just talking about flexibility right before that, being able to go with the flow. Throat chakra, be confident, assertive, and unafraid of expressing your truth to the world. Communicate from a place of love, empathy, and healthy boundaries. Breathe out all the negativity and feel the burdens falling away as you release the tension within. Move forward with purpose. Strive for success in the most important ways. Self-love. So you might be somebody who is either striving very hard to get to a place of success through self-love. Realizing that success is self-love is one of the keys in that as well. Because in loving yourself, you are able to fully go after your dreams and fully take part in your dreams and enjoy them as well. You're able to see everything around you that's going right and feel gratitude for it when you're loving yourself. And you're also able to love the people around you a lot more with less judgment and less criticism of yourself or others when you're loving yourself. You may be somebody who meditates a lot, or who takes a minute to recenter yourself when things are going wrong. And you may possibly want to look into that if you aren't. Maybe somebody who carries a lot of burdens You may be working on learning how to express yourself, or you may be somebody who expresses yourself very well. Somebody who expresses yourself from a place of love and empathy with healthy boundaries in place. And if not, you're working on coming to that place. And the throat chakra is a very good thing to work on in dealing with that, bringing it into balance. If you are in this reading, you probably believe in energy healing, because otherwise you wouldn't be in this reading, since it's an energy healing reading. Working on your throat chakra can really help you to be able to express your truth from a place of confidence. And you may be somebody who is very flexible, able to go with the flow, able to keep your balance throughout the cycles of life. Yeah, somebody who has really been through a lot in life, but through persistence, determination, strength, willpower, you have really gained this temperance within yourself, this mixture of your passions and emotions that is a very stable mixture. Somebody who is very moderate in the things that they do. Somebody who's gained and acquired a lot of skills through patience and persistence. Somebody who's very truthful and honest and knows themselves very well. Somebody who communicates very well. Somebody who sees the truth of a situation from a very temperate, level-headed position and expresses their truth in that way as well. And we have the frog, and we have the starfish. I'll read those here in a minute from the book. And we have understanding of conflict or confusion, seeing things from a different perspective, changing your thinking, seeing what's worth fighting for, sassy, competitive, fighting for what you want thoughts-wise, coming out of confusion and release of confusion. So somebody who's maybe faced a lot of conflict, inner conflict or turmoil in your thoughts, but somebody who's been able to see the truth clearly and bring themselves out of those thoughts. Somebody who knows what's worth fighting for and does it. Somebody who chooses to stay in an awakened state of mind. Energetic, massive growth. Learning what you want, understanding your passions, very focused, perseverance, quick speed, attractive, passionate, learning to open up, go-getter, taking chances. So you may be somebody who is very passionate and fiery, somebody who's very creative, somebody who's very goal-oriented, somebody who may be very spiritual as well. You may also not quite know what you want, and you may have a need to go within to be able to understand what it is you want. You're going through this massive growth right now, coming to the realizations of what you want, going after your passions and your dreams. But there might be a little bit of confusion there. Changes bring emotional growth. Knowing pain always ends. Feelings changing for the better, understanding past losses, leaving shame and guilt behind, coming out of sadness and loss. Every hurt or pain we go through in life brings us some kind of lesson, brings us some kind of growth, helps us understand a little bit more what we want. Maybe you're somebody who's been through a lot and is either coming to this truth of what you want, or is seeing more what you want now because of the pain that you've been through in the past. Maybe you went after something that seemed so amazing and now it's gone and you're just confused at how this could have happened. But maybe you weren't looking at the deeper meaning behind it, or maybe you were kind of undecided on what you wanted because maybe you were looking at the surface level in some way. Big dreams, good ideas paying off, manifesting, waiting for your work or actions to pay off. Completion, wholeness, sweet, graceful, worth waiting for, visualization, thoughts alignment, or thoughts aligning. It will come to you. Time to wait. Time to ground yourself. You may be going after some big dream and you might be feeling a little bit of sadness or loss, thinking that it's never going to come, maybe even in a little bit of confusion about exactly what direction you want to go on it. But coming to that clarity, taking the time out to breathe and to center yourself and bring yourself to the higher vibrations and to the positive way of thinking about things. Believing in your dreams, believing that your ideas will pay off, believing that all this hard work that you're putting into something is going to come to fruition. Whether you lose whatever you're working on now or not, it's going to come to fruition in some way anyway. I think that you're somebody who is very passionate as well, just very passionate, very creative, artistic, spiritual, somebody who's really puts a lot of hard work and effort into their dreams, into thinking about their dreams, into visualizing their dreams, into understanding their dreams and what they want. So I'm going to look up these two in the book really quick, and they're both water elements as well. So you may be somebody who's very sensitive, very emotional, which explains the balance of passions and emotion as well, because we got a lot of passion cards and we got a couple water cards as well, as we got the heart chakra card up there too. So let's see. For the frog, clearing, cleansing, and healing. The frog and the water element are almost inseparable. The frog spends its first months of life entirely within this healing element and then emerges to rest on land. But no matter how earthly the frog becomes, its need for cleansing and rejuvenation is regular. Frogs tend to become overworked and undernourished, so it's vital that such sensitive creatures practice self-care as well. This reminds me of an artist who gets really, really stuck in their work. Sometimes you can end up working on something for hours and not even realize that you were hunched over it for that long. It's very important to make sure you're giving yourself the proper rest and nutrition when you're doing anything, especially when you're going through any kind of energetic growth. This card serves as a reminder that water helps us to cleanse, forgive, and release. Time to dive in. Frogs aren't meant to carry such a heavy load. Taking showers and imagining any of the negativity flowing off of you and down the drain as the water runs over you, cleansing and clearing your energy, washing you clean in a way, is a very good way to go about that as well. When in balance, clear energy and enthusiasm for life. When out of balance, depleted and running on empty. To bring yourself into balance, lake, river, ocean, or bathhouse. And then we also have the starfish. Starfish. You might be somebody who is really very seen as a symbol of hope or balance or peace, especially with the Temperance card there as well. Beautiful, alluring, superficial, or shallow. The starfish is a natural and exquisite beauty, mesmerizing to all. Being around someone with starfish energy is a thrill, like you've been put under the spell of divinity itself. The problem is these creatures have been reliant on how they look and what other people think of them for so long that they may have forgotten their deeper callings. When this card appears, it is important to ask, am I being swayed by outer appearances? What dreams have I put aside to please others? When in balance, uplifting, artistic, and expressive. When out of balance, gossips or feels empty. To bring into balance, positive friends. The Knight of Wands sometimes, too, is also about being very in and out, hot and cold. Not really knowing what you want, so not really putting your effort towards things as well, you know, and it's kind of that surface level thing I was talking about earlier, where a lot of times in order to have something really, you got to get a little bit deeper than that. You got to really know what you want to be able to go after it. Don't look at things from the surface. Get really in deep into your emotions. You're a very balanced person that can very easily get into your emotions to find that truth. I think that's all I have for this pile. I really hope you enjoyed this. Thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in future videos. Namaste. On to pile 3. You may be somebody who might be a little bit youthful, playful, silly, maybe a little bit. Somebody who might come up with ideas, can really make something out of nothing kind of person. Like, when you have nothing, you'll find another way. Shine your light to lead others to be their true selves. Throat chakra. Follow your intuition. Quiet your mind so you can see its guiding light. Embrace the blessings life is bringing. Let go of a lack mentality. And you guys got an extra one of these too, so we have 5 instead of 4. 5 is a number of change, growth, moving forward, and understanding that change is a cycle in life. And with it, it brings new, which isn't necessarily bad. Some people can be really worried about change. Third eye chakra. Trust your intuition. The answer lies within. Meditate, journal, write, draw, or take time in nature to see the answers you seek. And I keep thinking that some people who pick pile 2 may have actually picked this pile. They're somewhat similar. Choose joy, compassion, forgiveness in dealing with others and yourself. Free your heart from the wounds of the past. Heart chakra. So you may be learning how to let go of things, how to choose to see the beauty in things around you, how to be understanding of others and forgive them. You may be somebody who does this already, somebody who's very forgiving. Freeing yourself of some of the scars of the past can really help in being that way if you aren't. You're someone who really has a very high level of intuition. Somebody who has all the answers within themselves. Everybody has all the answers within themselves, but I think you have a higher access to them, or you're gaining a higher access to them. You're learning more about how to see with your 6th sense instead of just your physical senses. Learning how to embrace the blessings that are coming into your life. You may be somebody who allows all those blessings and the abundance to come in very easily and flow to you, knowing your worth and value. Or you may be somebody who is going through a little bit of a hard time, focusing on everything that could go wrong or all the reasons why you don't deserve these things. Instead, start to see some of the things about yourself that are amazing. Because once you start to see the amazing parts of yourself, you bring a lot more to yourself. When you're focused on all the negativity all the time, it really hurts you deep within. You may be somebody who may be fairly quiet as well in certain situations, not necessarily all situations. I think maybe you allow your intuition to guide you to which situations you should be opening up in. Because you seem like you're also somebody who's very expressive, who is a leader, who can guide people to have the same kind of healing that you have had, to guide people to choose love and compassion, joy, forgiveness, to trust in their intuition, to trust in their inner knowing, knowing that they are connected to their higher selves and can call on them at any point for the wisdom they need. And if you aren't listening to your intuition, you may really want to tap into that, because you might be overlooking some of the opportunities in your life, holding so tightly onto your heart, possibly because of the past scars that have happened, that you aren't seeing the new abundance and new opportunities that are coming into you. But you're somebody who is very abundant, has a lot of opportunities, somebody who's very stable, grounded, reliable, somebody who's very solid and committed. When you give your promise or your word to somebody, you keep it. And maybe that's why you've had some scars in the past as well too, because sometimes other people don't necessarily keep those promises. But along the way, and in meeting those people and going through those circumstances, we learn a lot of things from those circumstances. Our intuition is not only just some gut instinct either. It's also something from learned things in our life experiences. It's something that taps us back into those moments that happened and those people that came into our life. And, you know, when we meet somebody new, we get a feeling from them and from their vibes. A lot of times it has to do with those past patterns as well. You know when to open up your heart and when to hold back. You're someone who's very stable in their emotions and very grounded in their emotions. Keenly focused on the truth. And by the way, we got the Ace of Swords in the second pile too, so it's making me think that those two piles might be connected a little bit, and that pile may help you as well. Keenly focused on the truth, intelligent, articulate, honest, trustworthy. Yeah, see, somebody who, once they give their promises and their commitment, they keep to it. Sudden awareness, message of truth to cut through the BS. Alignment with your truth, awakening, focusing on taking action, understanding